test number 1. Locked up 100 points in the process. Top 9 men advance to the CrossFit Games, and we have a total of 7 tests that they will face over these 3 days of competition. Test number 2, you got to get through those complexes and then the single leg squats in order to amass the reps that count.
And those are the max burpee box jump overs. A 30-inch box, you're wearing the 20-pound ruck the entire time. These 3-minute intervals go quick with just a 1-minute rest in between.
I think we're going to see 20 burpees, 20 burpee box jump overs this first round.
Recipe for success?
Well, a break won't break you, but if you want that record, like Jason's saying, you're going to have to go unbroken, so I'll adjust that a little bit. And there's going to be no steady here. If you want that top time to catch Colton, you're going to have to go all gas, no brakes.
Here are the 10 men in this 6th and final heat. Cole Sager will be in lane number 10. He's going for his 10th straight trip to the CrossFit Games. Nikki Brazier has more on him.
Yesterday and asked him about his mentality going into this event. Specifically, he said that he did practice everything as soon as all the tests were released, but what's most interesting to him is despite being in this sport for the better part of a decade, each and every competition still feels fresh, still feels exciting, and he still feels like he has an amazing opportunity here to make it back to the Games.
Sager will be on the far end of the floor, and right in the middle, a battle we are used to seeing. Justin Medeiros, the 2-time defending fittest man on earth, and Pat Vellner, who's looking to bounce back from a 15th place finish in test 1.
Pat Vellner has as good a history with the ring muscle-ups as anyone in this space. A great indication back at the Rogue Invitational. The ring muscle-up event is where he was able to put pressure on Justin. But Justin, every time he feels pressure, he just rises to the occasion.
Yeah, Pat Vellner's an amazing athlete. You know, he's a bigger guy, but he has great gymnastics.
Round 1 has started. Vellner working on his 2nd of 5 complexes. Those are done now. Looked like there was a no rep there for Medeiros, but he continues to work. You can't break these up. Doubtful that a lot of these men are going to do that.
You know, Brent looks pretty strong here coming out of that dip position. If he could sustain that, he's going to do real well today.
Vellner, Matthew, Scott Tetlow were the first 3 men of the one-legged squats. Griesaver, Stevenson, and Pikowski also there, as is Jack Rosema.
You know, I bumped into Nick Matthew yesterday during check-in, asked him, you know, if there's one event we have to get ready for some eye-popping performances, he said it was today, this event, and then test number 6 on the final day. So big fan of some gymnastics. He's got that pop in those legs. He's going to love those burpee box jump overs. This is a good test for him.
Well, Scott Tetlow in lane 8 has moved into the lead here, and he'll get to the box first.
Yep. And look at the sense of urgency from all the athletes as they transition from the rings to single leg squats. It was different than the previous rounds, right? Different than the previous heats.
You know, Scott Tetlow, very similar athlete to Colton Mertens. You know, obviously he got a penalty in the event in the open, but he set the top time originally in the running burpee pull-up event. So this kind of body weight stuff is right up his alley.
Yeah. Look at Vellner making moves on this. All of these guys pretty much had 90 seconds on these burpees.
You know, Matt Vellner, was looking good there in test number 1. He was towards the front, but faded on that final sled pull.
Yeah.
Wound up finishing in 15th place, but still with 6 tests, including this one, to go here. Scott Tetlow advances his box first. Pat Vellner right behind him in 2nd place. And now here comes Nick Matthew and Cole Sager, also Luis Oscar Mora. Your top athletes on the same end of the floor.
One thing Jason said about the advantages of being in the top heat, you know, I don't know if you feel the same way, Jason, but sometimes if you're not ready for it, being in the fast heat can pull you into a pace you're not ready for.
Well, 100%. So Tommy, I mean, you come into a workout like this and you have to have a strategy, but you need to know that if people go out too hot, you got to stick with your game plan. But at the same time, with a minute left in the event, you got to go.
And Cole Sager in lane 10 is hanging towards the front here. Took a quick peek up at the clock. They have now 10 seconds remaining in this opening round. And these scores are extremely close.
There you go, Vellner hits my 20.
So Vellner has advanced his box along with Tetlow. Tetlow did not get that last one, neither did Sager. So Vellner is through 20. Scott Tetlow is through 21. In lane 9, Luis Oscar Mora is through 19. We know Sager got into the 20s. He's through 20 even. Justin Medeiros in lane 5 is through 16.
Dude,
Well, Bear Complex is offering fans the ultimate VIP experience at the 2023 Noble CrossFit Games. You can scan the QR code now for your chance to win free tickets, a meet and greet with Noah Olson, and a Bear Complex prize pack filled with top quality gear.
wow.
You know, earlier heats, maybe 16, 17 in the first round was the top score that you saw. It is the lowest round here right now.
Dude.
The lowest score in this heat.
Isn't that crazy? Tell me, these guys are walking out. I'm like, all right, we're going to see 20. I think we're going to see 60 or close.
Only 4 reps separate every athlete here, first from last in that opening round. Tetlow's your leader with 21. He's one up on Vellner.
If these guys get to 40 on this round, I think we'll see 60.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
.56 is the test record and the score to beat from Colton Mertens. Impressive performance from him in heat number 5. Scott Tetlow on the right, Cole Sager on the left. They're your top 2. They're done along with Nick Matthew and Luis Oscar Mora. Mitchell Stevenson and Justin Medeiros, along with Cole Sager, Brent Fikowski, and Jack Rosema. Nicole Griesaber on the left side, be the last man of the one-legged squat. Just look at the experience here in this final heat as far as games appearances.
And I mean, on top of that, you have guys like Quant, Medeiros, Fikowski, Vellner, all that have a little bit of jewelry hanging around their neck from the CrossFit Games. So it's not just experience, you know, it's high-level experience, excellence at the highest level of the sport.
Scott Tetlow has moved to the front here on the one-legged squats. He's going to be the first man back to the burpee box jump overs. That will be his 22nd rep. And here comes Luis Oscar Mora and Pat Vellner. Brent Fikowski and Justin Medeiros and Nick Matthew also moving to the box. Stevenson and Rosema are done, and that leaves Griesaber and Cole Sager as the only 2 men who have to finish their one-legged squats. And now Sager's done. See him in the background moving onto the box jump overs, but it's Scott Tetlow in lane 8, right side of your screen, who has the lead. And now Justin Medeiros starting to move up. You see him on the far left side. He just got through his 20th rep. 1 minute to go in this second round. It's Tetlow now through 30.
And keep your eye on Justin Medeiros. One of the things he excels at, especially in multiple rounds, multiple intervals, is pacing. He may not win the first round, but as people start to fall off, he will pick athletes off. That's how he's able to always stay in close proximity to the guys he's chasing, and that's honestly how he's built himself into a 2-time champion.
Pat Vellner is in second place behind Tetlow. Nick Matthew is now through 30. He's in third, and it looks like
No rep, right?
Cole Sager is starting to move up along with Luis Oscar Mora. So Sager was the last man to these burpee box jump overs, and he has got a really good pace going here.
Wow. Heck yes, Cole. Nice work.
The final seconds here in round 2, and that'll do it. And Scott Tetlow looks like he is through 39 reps. He's in first. Vellner is only 1 back at 38. In lane 10, and Cole Sager's got 34.
And we're, you know, touching the 40 range here, but look how many boxes are in close proximity. There's no letting up from this heat. You know, you expect to see the leaders, maybe the first 2 guys out, you know, in no man's land by themselves, but everybody's there pushing the pace.
You know, I think you're going to see Colton's score possibly go down right now.
Well, Nick Matthew also has 34, so it's Tetlow with 39 is your leader. Vellner is in second with 38. And then you have Sager at 34 and Matthew at 34.
Wow.
That 56 is in danger right now because, whew.
You think we're getting 60?
Yeah, Mertens had 39 after this, but remember, the top score overall, Emma Lawson went 21-19-21 last week. Right now, Scott Tetlow through 2:21.19. Could be the recipe right here.
Here's the third and final round, 5 complexes here. Justin Medeiros in lane 5 is through 31 reps. And he's on his final ring complex. The Velder is done, along with Matthew, and here comes Tetlow. Now Medeiros is off, along with Brent Fikowski.
And we haven't talked about him much, but this is a strong showing from Brent Fikowski. One thing he works tirelessly on is muscle-up technique. In an event like this, where form can break down with the added odd object, technique is going to be huge, and he's been able to hang tough in this with something that necessarily isn't his strong suit.
And Fikowski is through 33 reps of the Burpee box jump overs. He's right there. The Velder and Medeiros neck and neck. Here comes Tetlow on the right side of your screen. 20 reps. They have to do a set of 5 on one leg, move forward, and then a set of 5 on the next leg.
And Medeiros just got hit with a no rep. Very key at the games with these unbroken sets. If you got hit with a no rep, you went back to 0. That's not the case here. You just pick back up on the rep you started.
Tetlow is onto the box. That'll be 40, and he'll move it forward.
Wow.
Now here comes Nick Matthew.
Brent must be happy with his performance so far. You know, coming off a first place finish, this was probably the event that he was probably looking at as his worst event of the weekend. So I'm excited to watch him compete for the rest of the events.
Well, once again, Cole Sager is towards the back on these one-legged squats, but he made up a ton of ground in round 2 on the Burpee box jump overs. Pat Velder still in second place behind Tetlow. Brent Fikowski closest to the camera, their bottom left. He's got a good pace going here too.
This is, I'm gonna say this is vintage Pat Velder. He may take his lumps, taking a chance and crash and burn, but you know what? He's gonna come back swinging. He always finds a way to battle back. Jason, I gotta ask, you know, we're about under a minute here. What's the time frame in your mind where you know you can just shut it off and go flat?
Right now. Like these guys right now, they know. I mean, 30-inch box jumps is the real thing, especially with the weights on, but they got to go.
Well, Brent Fikowski is now in a battle with Nick Matthew for third. Tetlow has moved forward. He's in to his set of 50. So 30 seconds. So that's 51. This will be 52 for Tetlow unofficially. Tetlow now through 53, 20 seconds to go. Here comes Velder into his 50s.
And Tetlow's getting real close on the edge of that box there. His leg's starting to tire.
There's 54. That's 55, so one more to Ty Mertens. Look at the pace from Velder on the left side of your screen. And Tetlow looks like he may have tied. I don't know if he got credit for that one. So we'll see, but that one's gonna be close. But Tetlow, judging by the placard on the floor, ties Mertens at 56.
And he got 21 to Colton's 20 in that first round. So if that number holds true, Scott Tetlow will get the win via tiebreak.
Well, Velder looks like he's going to take second with 54. Now they're pulling all the placards off. But those look to be the top 2 in this test. And Scott Tetlow, courtesy of a tiebreak, this is unofficial again, looks to pick up the test win with 56 reps.
And from the outset, you knew this was going to be a fast heat. You know, even out in front, Scott Tetlow and Pat Velder had guys nipping at their heels the entire way. And Tetlow's so smooth on the ring muscle-ups and the single leg squats, always the first to the box. You know, we were wondering if 60 was going to be possible, but even still, fighting through those final few reps, an impressive performance.
Let's bring in Scott Tetlow with Nikki Brazier.